We're on to number 16 now. Explain scientifically what happens in the following stages of bread making. So, and what the different things do. So, strong flour, that provides the gluten and the structure. Yeah. The next one, sugar, feeds the yeast and helps the crust form. So if you didn't put any sugar in, it wouldn't go so golden brown on top. This one has got extra sugar because it's a bun, but normal bread would also have sugar in it to help feed the yeast and help form the crust. The salt controls the yeast and it adds flavour. Be careful with the salt. If you put the salt in directly with the yeast, it can kill the yeast, right? Because that will kill it. Yeast, it makes the buns rise by producing CO2, and as we improve it, and it's alive, so it takes a while to work. It don't prove like in the oven, you need to prove it first. So mine are proving, mine are nearly double in size, and I'm going to put the flour on in a minute. Makes the, so that was the yeast, the water, so that brings the mixture together, and if you have it too dry, it won't rise, because the steam helps it rise. Yeah, the fat adds moisture, flavour and colour. The egg, flavour, colour and adds protein. You can miss some of this stuff out, it just won't be quite so rich. Why do we need the bread? To stretch the gluten and so it goes smooth. So it should go nice and smooth, and it also feeds the yeast. That's why it's a 2 point. So basically it stretches the gluten, works the gluten to make it smooth, and it feeds the yeast. Why proof the bread before baking? If you didn't, it would be really heavy. So it'd be really heavy and it wouldn't be very good. It'd be like a stone type thing. So you need to let it proof so it gets the air, it doubles in size, and it's going to be like at least twice as light. So it grows, and it makes it lighter, it makes it a lot lighter. What scientifically happens when you cook bread dough? So basically it goes from white and it goes brown. So the 3 science words that you need to know are caramelization, because there's sugar in it, so it goes brown. Dextrinization, that's the flour, that goes brown. And also you get a thing called the Maillard reaction, which is the protein in it, like the egg and the milk in it, also makes it go brown. So you fry a steak, that would be a good example of the Maillard reaction, or frying an egg. You fry an egg, it goes brown. That would, or you egg wash something, that would be the Maillard reaction. How do you test if a loaf is done? We haven't done a loaf today, but you turn it upside down and tap the bottom and it should be hollow. That's it on the questions, but I'm just going to get a piping bag now, and I'm just going to move these little chocolate brownies. And these ones are I'm going to show you this in a separate video. There's someone here, I need to take the little bases off them. I realise I haven't taken them off yet. So in here, these aren't hot, because these are quite hot, probably too hot actually, because you have to be careful. I put them in to prove, but where I put the oven on, my tray's probably gone too hot. Hopefully mine have doubled in size. Let me have a look if mine have doubled in size. Oh, I reckon they have. Oh, look, they're falling off the tray, so I need to move it this way here. Yeah, and then I'm going to put these are definitely doubled in size. So now I've got the flour and water, which is 25 water, 25 flour. Should be about this thickness. So if yours is a bit runny, and try not to mix it too much, because I've got a bugle to make this. I think it's mixed them, it's gone a bit like it's sort of stretchy. Let me show you this. You see it's looking very stretchy. You don't need it too stretchy, otherwise it won't be able to pipe it. So sometimes you're meant to mix stuff a lot, and sometimes you're not. So pastry shouldn't be mixed a lot, but bread you should be. So there's different things that should be or shouldn't be, so, and sometimes it doesn't matter. But in pastry definitely shouldn't be cooked too much. So hopefully this is coming out. I can cut a little bit more off the end. It looks a bit gluey, as I mean, it's stirred. You probably just thought you have to stir. So sometimes you're meant to stir things a lot, sometimes you're not. Now put slightly too much in here. This isn't a very big piping bag. Normally I have bigger piping bags, but this will be okay. That's it, it's coming out now. So, hopefully it will work, right? And if not, I'll just make some more. So I'm pushing it across, and I'm going to do all 3 in one go. See, it's got a big bob on there. Now look, rather than like it normally does it. So that makes a big difference. So let me just have one more go. If not, I'll just make some more. These are a lot thicker than normal now, because it's like I said, it's stupid, so try not to stir it too much. Quick trick for you. That's one way, so do 3 at the same time. Should do it at the same time. As you say, it doesn't normally do that. But I don't want to make any more. But I might have to just make some more actually. So, I'm going to get someone and I'm going to show you completely different. So I'm only going to get a little bit of water. We've learnt something there. I've made these every day this week. It's Thursday today, and I made them. This is the fourth time this week actually. Oh, never put the plastic on the side. I'll tell you why I say that, guys. I'm not going to say the person's name, but somebody today, I don't know if it's her, but I like to save them. Where did I save it? Where's that bowl gone? No, I'll show you later. This one needs a little bit more water. If anybody ever, don't ever put any plastic. Oh, most important today, this here, when you have to throw away the water. So I'm throwing the water straight away, and I have it of forgetting. So you guys all have to throw your water away, and I'll be checking for that. So I'm going to leave that there, and that's going to remind me. That's why I've written it on here, because yesterday the class forgot to do that, and that's quite common they do that. So I've got a new piping bag here. This one's slightly bigger, so I'm going to use this one. Now this shouldn't be so gloopy, we'll see. And you'll see the difference where it's not mixed up so much. So that's mixed up enough. Hopefully that's going to be okay. Now I normally have a rule, don't use a tablespoon for this, but I'm going to pour it down the bottom. Yeah.
You shouldn't use a tablespoon.
So you don't have a tablespoon, because normally you push it in there to the bottom, but then I poured it in. But normally I'd have a rule with the icing that you don't do that. Now this will be far better. You'll see the difference with this. It just shows the difference by not mixing it so much. So this will come straight out now. Look how quickly this will come out. Straight away it's coming out, right? Oh, this one here, and you can do more than one at a time actually. You see I missed that, I could have done them all both at the same time. And these three I'm going to do, there's not a lot in here, but you'll be amazed how little you need. So this will be enough of the three I reckon, if I'm lucky. 1, 2, roll it down a bit more. And you don't have to put a cross on it, by the way, obviously they're hot cross buns. But in the last lockdown, in the first one, it was Easter time, I did some NHS ones and I gave them to the neighbours and I just wrote NHS. Then this goes in the oven until they're golden brown. The oven needs to be quite hot, so hopefully I'm just going to put a timer on. They might only take 10 minutes, so don't burn them, because where they've got sugar in, they cook really quickly. So I'm just going to put the timer on for 10 minutes, and that's it.